other shit and play music. So I'll holler at y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. My new song is out. The whole school heard about it. Oh, let me talk about that real quick. So I got it on a campaign right now, and like I said, it's released on Spotify and SoundCloud and all that. And within the hour on SoundCloud, it got like 205 listens. I was like, damn, okay. And it's at like 254 or some shit like that right now on SoundCloud. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's a good song. So it's on a campaign, not on SoundCloud, but it's on a campaign for a playlist. And it got on its first playlist yesterday. And they said some nice words, whatever. And then I got 2 curated responses today, and they were negative. One of them was like, and I knew everybody wasn't gonna like it, and that's fine. But one of them's critique was, that's not their mood right now. So, I don't necessarily take that negative. I just didn't get put on their playlist. And some people just not in that mood because the song's subject matter. But the other person said some shit like, what did they say? Is it still open? No. They said some shit to the effect of, like it was spoken word. Something to the effect of like it wasn't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, it's a story. Like, people aren't used to stories anymore. So that's how I took it. I'm like, damn, like, it's literally a story. A true story that I'm telling. So there's no, in the style that I'm telling it, there's no, I'm telling it and it's raw, storytelling form, and it just happened to have some music on it. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that a lot of people who are looking for a boom bap and that slick, that slick kind of, whatever. But this is my style of storytelling with this particular song. And so I know what they are trying to articulate, they're just not doing it right. And because it was said with my last single called When We Were Kids, and that's got a music video to it, and it's gotten a great response. People love it, the storytelling of it, this, that, and the third. So this is kind of the same thing, and you get the same kind of responses, and that's because people aren't used to music doing that, what it used to do, what hip hop used to do, and that's tell stories. And this is literally a fucking story from beginning to end, and you can literally like turn pages to what the fuck I'm saying. Like, damn, this is like, you can follow this shit, you can understand it, it's articulate, all that shit. I'm gonna play it again, so you can hear what I'm talking about. It's out, so Facebook ain't gonna ding me. But yeah, man. Yeah, let me get on there. It's called The Whole School Heard About It. I started it with this video, but I hadn't played it on Facebook, so I'll play it for you. It's called The Whole School Heard About It. And it's a story. Now, it's different from my other songs in regards to like, Hop In, that's some banging, slick hood Rawlz voice, with the what you want to call it, the swag on it and all that. So it's a true story. It's funny though. The whole school heard about it. I said, "What did you do?" My best friend was like, cause he told this nigga, he told that nigga, she told this nigga. I'm like, damn, fam, the whole school heard about it. I said, what did you do? My best friend was like, cause he told this nigga, she told that nigga, he told this nigga. And I'm like, damn, fam, we gonna have an audience. Here's what happened. I used to draw these cartoon characters. I was a master. I drew this new He-Man action figure. It was dope. So dope, the school bully wanted it. My pride was like, no. Oh shit, the class gasped. Cause we all knew he was gonna be my girlfriend, we was in the same class. Jessica, yeah, I knew she had my back. My little bro was mad at me at the time, so it was a 50-50 chance. He was gonna sit eating popcorn on the side. I heard little whispers throughout the school. These motherfuckers making plans like this is a UFC fight, dude. The whole school heard about it. I said, what did you do? My best friend was like, well, cause he told this nigga, he told that nigga, she told this nigga. And I'm like, damn, fam, the whole school heard about it. I said, what did you do? My best friend was like, well, cause he told this nigga, she told that nigga, he told this nigga. And I'm like, damn, fam. The clock strikes 3, time to hit the bus. Muggs wish me best of luck. I'm like, what the fuck? I sit next to my girl. She like, look, it's been real, but I got a book. Dude go beat your ass and I can't look. Plus the new kid over there, I like his look. I told you, I'm sorry, I'll see you later if you survive the party. I'm like, this bitch a traitor. I look at my little bro, he even knew about it. He was taking bets and I wasn't even favored. He's selling tickets and it was to a bunch of 5th graders. They was gangster back then. Don't talk about them now laters. Anyway, dude get on the bus. I was scared, alone, confused. Damn, here go I stop. All of a sudden, that drawing wasn't so important. I wished I would've gave it up. It hit me so hard I started snorting. The whole school heard about it. I said, what did you do? My best friend was like, well, cause he told this nigga, he told that nigga, she told this nigga. And I'm like, damn, fam, the whole school heard about it. I said, what did you do? My best friend was like, well, cause he told this nigga, she told that nigga, he told this nigga. And I'm like, damn, fam. Yo, some of y'all asking, well, what happened to your best friend? Well, that nigga rode a different bus. That's a story. You can understand it. It's about me getting bullied, my girlfriend leaving me on the way to the scene of the crime, and in the 5th grade, nigga. And I tell the story. I tell the story in the vein of like Will Smith used to tell his shits on he's the DJ, I'm the rapper. Yes, that's how old I am. Anyway, you tell stories, man. I have different styles. So when I choose to tell stories like that, when it's dealing with when we were young, I want it to sound like, either the teacher is reading the story or a kid or young. I want my I don't want it to be the hard hood Rawlz that you hear on some music or whatever, the seemingly thug hood Rawlz. I want you to hear. I want to be welcoming onto your radio in regards to this particular song, because I want you to hear the story. I want you to hear the meaning, the definition, or where I'm going with it. So it's not an abrasive song. So I'm not gonna come with an abrasive hood Rawlz. And so some people gonna understand it, some people not. Those people who, especially if you've been bullied, you ain't worried about how I spit that shit. You like, damn, I can relate to that, and which a lot of people are going to relate to, because a lot of us, whether we want to admit it or not, we're bullied. So that's what this song was dedicated to, about being bullied. In the beginning of this video, I also mentioned that the person that I was talking about, I Googled him the other day and found out that this motherfucker is a registered sex offender. Yep. 50-year-old registered sex offender that used to bully me in the 5th grade. I should have kept his name on the record. Yeah, was a fucking rapist. And he was a problem kid in the 5th grade. Should have known something. Well, so was I. And somebody could have said that about me. So, but yeah, man, this motherfucker is a registered sex offender and shit. That's why I couldn't find him on Facebook or any other social media platform all these years. And nothing didn't click until the other day to say, well, Google this nigga. See if you find him on Google him. And I did that shit the other day and his picture popped right the fuck up. It's like crazy. But anyway, thank y'all for hanging out Facebook. Check out the music. My latest song is called The Whole School Heard About It. If you like that one, then you'll like When We Were Kids. That talks about a friend I lost at camp when I was a kid. And then listen to the other hood raw shit. You'll see the difference. I have different styles. So check it out. My numbers are going up organically. Proud of that shit. We had like what 537, 531 now monthly listeners, and I stay humble with it because I was high. We should be at like 600, 700 right now. But a couple weeks ago, numbers was going up, and then one day, 45 listeners just dropped. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I was so disheartened and shit. I was like, it's like 40 motherfuckers said, fuck you. That ain't what it is, but it was just still, it was humbling. So we just got back up into the 500s. And it would actually be six something because I have an alter ego named Mr. Woosaa who has music out there. So that's at like 100 and something. So if you combine those are my numbers. And I'm proud of that shit because they're organic. They're organic. They weren't paid for, bought. Again, thank y'all for hanging out. You got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them at the bottom. I'll answer them shits. Always looking to collab with like-minded folks. But I don't fuck around. I don't play. So if you want to collab, don't bullshit me because I'm on it. I don't fuck around. This is my bread and butter. This is what I do. So if you're serious about what you're doing, I will give information. I share information because I want what I want for myself. I want for my brother what I want for myself. So I live like that. So if you got any questions, comments, questions about certain ways to do music, what I use, what DAW I use, all that. Go to the website, gdsmusic.net or hoodrawls.com, all the same thing. And it has everything that I do, whether it's music, movies, videos, stand-up, everything's on hoodrawls.com or gdsmusic.net. So back to the gig. It was a fantastic experience that I got to share with my loved ones, some of my loved ones, and get to share the experience with other comics now because they enjoyed what we did, what I wanted to do with this gig, and how I executed it based on what I wanted to do worked out. You know, it worked out. Sometimes it don't, but this time it did. I really thought it out. I really wanted this outcome, and that's what happened. I don't get along with a lot of people because I have these rules and standards that I go by, and motherfuckers just, you hear that phrase, they're difficult. They're difficult. It usually means the person knows what the fuck they want and need done to make things happen, and the people around them don't like that shit. Especially when you tell them to do some shit that they normally don't do, but you want them to do it based on your experience of it working successfully. No. And I'll be the one to be like, no, I don't want to do it then. I'm not doing it that way. I'm not going to do that, which I know is going to fucking fail. Because I've done it before, if you're going to do it this way. I used to be one of two comics who used to get sent to new venues I call it a kill team, a strike team. We used to get sent to new venues that are doing comedy for the first time to make sure that they want to continue to do comedy. We used to go in there and murder that shit, and then they continue to do comedy. And that's what I did. But I only knew to do that from experience. I only knew to do that because I was a part of something like that before. And so that's what I set up. I set up a strike team. I set up a situation that is going to make, I didn't know it was going to work out like this. Like, the goal when you leave a venue is to get a rebooking almost immediately. If you can get it before you leave the venue, that's the ideal thing to do. And I heard people doing that all the time. They get rebooked right there on the spot. It's happened on occasion for me, but like this for them, a lot of times venues don't want to acknowledge shit, man, and acknowledge that you did a good job. There have been places that I know I did a good job at, but they act like and that's so they can keep you at they can keep you in a certain position, I found. But these people have been very, very cordial, very nice, very friendly. They want the same thing I want, and that's success for the ventures that we're doing. And if everybody do their job, this is the most important. This is the most important. If everybody do their job, that's the thing that I be talking about. It's how things work out. And this is how things fall apart. You hear me? When someone drops the ball, on the project that you are heading, that's how things fail. That's the number one reason shit fails. When somebody drops the fucking ball. No one dropped the ball. No one dropped the ball. I see my buddy right here. Say hey, though. Say ho. You say hi to people's right here. You gotta look up there. You see him? You wanna come up here with Dad? Come on. Come up here with Dad. Then you say hi. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah. We got a Fido MC. You wanna get on the mics? You gotta get on mics right here. Get on mics. Say something. Say what up, dog? You ain't gonna say nothing? Say something. Say something on the mics. The mics right here. Oh, you smell the mint I got in my mouth. Rawlz, right here. Music. You say you got something sweet in your mouth. Right here. You gonna say something? You gonna say something to the peoples? Say my dad is the bomb shizzles, y'all. Say my dad is the shits. And he had the shits the other day. You don't say nothing? You just chilling? You just chilling? I'm Rawlz. That baby chilling. All right, you gotta get down so I can get back to work. And then I'm gonna take you outside in a minute, okay? We're gonna go outside in a minute. Okay, you wanna lay right there? All right. You gonna lay right there? You wanna lay right here? You lay right here. Lay right there. I'll be done in a minute. Okay? Shout out to the fellas that I performed with this past weekend. They did a stellar job, as I knew they would. People don't like me because I actually have to do the job of a boss. We can laugh and all that old shit, but when it's time to talk about work and be serious about work, I'm not your friend anymore. Just like a parent. I'm not your friend. I'm here to teach you this and get a job done. And then when the job is done and done correctly, we can kick it and hang out, laugh, and do all that other shit. But right now, I got to be the boss. Put this shit together, and I want it to be successful. The reason why I want it to be successful is nothing to do with vanity. Not at all. Nothing to do with my ego. The reason why I want this to go right, as I said before, so that this gig will be available to other entertainers. Again, if we do good, then there's work for other people. If we do what we're supposed to do, there's work for other people, for my other cohorts, for my friends, for people who are interested in doing and getting down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will be going back November 4th. We'll be going back November 4th to this gig. Just how excited everybody is. I told everybody, hey, y'all want to go back? They were like, hell yeah. Especially my cousin. I love her so much. She and I already took the days off of work. I'm there, cuz. What you gonna do? I'm taking that. She the reason why I said I'm okay. I'm gonna do those days too. We was just gonna go, and I was like, okay, yeah, we can go a day early. But she was like, I'm taking that. I was like, all right, so shit. So my girl going, our dog is going, my best friend's daughter's going. She coming out of Wisconsin, and we making a whole nother little trip, just a bigger posse this time. It's probably gonna be snow on the ground. The great thing about this trip, this last trip to the UP was I had never been to UP when it wasn't snow on the ground, and it was beautiful weather. I'm glad we went when we went because if we went a day later, it'd have been rainy all day and miserable and all that other shit. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful trip all the way up. We had a couple sprinkles here and there on the way back home, and it wasn't as bright, but all the way there it was fucking beautiful, fucking fantastic. It was fantastic. And then getting to the gig, you know, it was a little nostalgic because I've performed in UP quite a bit, but it's been 15, 16 years since I had been up there. I have a hard time accepting compliments. I have a hard time accepting, that's some trauma shit, that's gotta be. I have a hard time accepting compliments and acknowledging that I did a fantastic job for fear of looking self-absorbed. Because at some point, you know you're good at what you do, but I have not been celebrated in my life. And so it feels weird. It makes me uncomfortable. I've been celebrated as the headliner, and when I go to the venue and do my thing, but when I come home, the feeling of accomplishment is not there. That's what any relationship I've ever been in, that's when but that feeling of accomplishment is there with my cousin and my best friend. And so it's weird. Even hearing it from my cousin, she tried to get me to say it. Say you a funny motherfucker, cuz. Say you the dopest, cuz you are. Da da da. I'm thinking like, no, I'm not. I'm like, you funnier than me, motherfucker. And it's just hard for me because I'm not used to it. You know, my mama ain't even ever said she was proud of me, so it's like, you know, and that's from trauma. That's from trauma. That's the shit I write about. That's the music I make. That's the things you should write about. Because there's other people that feel the same way out there that can't articulate it the way that we can in our art forms. You know, the subject matter that I talked about this past weekend was mostly new material that I'm trying to get out of my head. It was great for me artistically to say the thing. So my whole new thing now is midlife crisis. Welcome to my midlife crisis. That's the name of my new act. Welcome to my midlife crisis. And I had just came up with that name 2 days before the show, because again, I hadn't been on stage since February 14th, and so I you know, I'm of a certain age now, and so for the last few years, I've been battling with writing a new act. Like, it's not that I didn't write new material all these years. I always write new material, but I do this, you know, the same family act in regards to talking about my kids and all that stuff, and the things that I did talk about that were relative to the age that I was. Now I am entering the second half of my life, and it's like some of those jokes are still cool, but I gotta talk about the shit that's happening to me now, and it's fucking wild. You know what I'm saying? I can't get I'm trying to get, I don't want to shave my head no more, so now I got cul-de-sac. I can look younger, but I choose not to because I don't feel like cutting my hair all the goddamn time, man. I'm just gonna let the shit grow and grow my dreads back or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm just not fuck dealing with that shit. And plus, if I keep it, I have options for movie roles. You know, whether I'm playing an older guy with balding hair or play, somebody, whatever. And then I can shave it off and be a whole different character, but you're gonna have to pay me to do that. But that, I got some bad toes. One of my toes is fucked up with this fungus, and it seemed like it's trying to clear up. And then now this other big toe is fucked up, and so I was talking about how, I'm like a used car. Shit look good, but all my lights is on. That whole dashboard lit up right now. Tailpipe is out. I mean, I got hemorrhoids, you know what I'm saying? So I was talking about, so I was outside walking the dog. I'm like, what is the name of this? What I'm supposed to go and make these people laugh about? What is the name of this new blah, whatever I'm about to spit out? And had I not came up with a name or a concept, I don't know, the show would have worked out like it did. I can honestly say I don't know how it would have worked out. That shit was really weighing heavy on me. And I remember when it happened, I was walking the dog right out here at the corner of my house and thinking about all these things that I just named off to you. And something was hurting then on me. I'm like, God damn, man, welcome to my midlife crisis. Boom. That was it. I know it when I hear it. Like, that's it. Welcome to my midlife crisis. I took my hat off and said that shit. Welcome to my midlife crisis. In fact, I'm here because it was a grow store in the back. I'm here to try some of that shit out to get this shit to grow back. The motherfuckers fell off. I was just saying shit, but it opened me up to be able to perform the way that I performed because I had a theme. I didn't have to worry and struggle about remembering the new shit because the theme itself lended to the new shit that was happening to me and that I jotted down and said I wanted to talk about. I didn't even get to everything. I did some new bits that I wanted to really do. And some of them was at random just to get them out of my head, but they worked out. The AI shit that I do now, I can expound on that. That worked out in talking about the second half of my life. And, now my kids are grown and now, one's divorced. And I'm in a relationship now, I'm in celibate. How did that happen? And going, people, in relationships, when they've been together for a while, if they truly and talk to each other and want to, shit happens in relationships and you'll be surprised how many other relationships mirror yours. And I was in conflict on whether I should share this information or not to an audience. Being celibate, niggas don't talk about being celibate. You gay or something? What you got coming up with reasons why I choose not to have sex, and it can't be for this has got to be because I'm sick or ailment or no, because having relationship problems. As simple as that. When you get my age, sex ain't everything. It's not. It's not. And so, can I get it up without the blue pill? Hell yeah. I've been able to see my dick my whole life. I'm proud of that shit. But anyway, I've been able to salute my, yes, sir, on a, every day. Yes, sir. I'm grateful for that. But we don't talk about that shit. We especially as fellas, we don't want to. And those are the things that in my whole career of whether it's music or stand-up, is I talk about shit that I know. That's what somebody told me in filmmaking. Talk about what you know. Because we wanted to make a movie. immediately, and I was like, that the scripts that I've written are too expensive. Let's do a documentary. Well, what's the subject matter? Talk about what you know. What do I know? I used to be a foster kid. Boom. That was our first movie. Where is it at? First movie, a documentary called "And He Was a Liar: The Truth About Being in Foster Care." Boom. Won. I thought we had to stick on here. Won 2 Telly Awards, 2 statues for it. It's not on that one either. You know what I'm saying? Talk about what you know. So, even I was doing stand up before that movie, years before that movie came out. But the bottom line is, in my stand up, I talk about what I know. In my music, I talk about what I know. In my movies, I write about what I know. And if I don't, especially in movies, I do research. I do the research, or I know somebody. But isn't that what art is for? Isn't it to relate to other people without words? If that's what your medium is, mine's most of them happen to be words, and picture based, but we still tell a story whether we paint it, draw it, carve it, spray it, verbalize it. However we choose to articulate the art, it still should be but what you observe or what you feel or what you've seen, which is synonymous with observe, but what you've, bottom line, experienced, I think comes off a little bit better. I got to end this here because I need to take my doggy out because he's out there tripping, whining. This is bullshit. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Check out the music hood, Rawlz.com, gdsmusic.net. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them at the bottom. I'll respond to them. I just now realized that I thought the comments would pop up and I would get an email automatically, but that hadn't been happening. And I was doing some analytics research yesterday or the day before that and saw that the comments were being held and I had to respond to them and or delete whatever. And I did that the other day. So I'm going to do that on a regular basis to answer questions or comments or concerns. Again, thank y'all for hanging out. This is Hood Rawlz. I'm out. Hey, this the OG. I'm out there, bitch. Yeah, let's do it by the 18th.